What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing make the Mooshroom zoo enclosure. Now, this has both red Mooshroom cows and brown Mooshroom cows in it, but I just went with the red one for simplicity, because, yeah, I could have done half and half, I guess. I'll talk about this one a little bit later as well, because you can technically change the cow one into some of the same designs. Obviously, you know, building my style has changed a little bit throughout the time. And I have definitely, obviously, I think this one looks a lot better than the cow one. Although, I guess the cow one is the second I've made, and this is like the 18th or something. I think it's the 18th. Yeah, I believe. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the spacing of this is an 18 by 16, if that's important. Obviously, for most of these, you're just, you know, leaving a 2-block out from the bottom of the previous one to start. But the materials you're needing for this one to start off are as follows. Red concrete, smooth quartz blocks, black stained glass panes, red wool, white concrete, black concrete, gray concrete, cyan terracotta, and we'll go black stained glass blocks. I probably should have gone dark oak doors, but it's fine, surely. Starting from the, I guess, front right-hand corner of your 18 by 16 grid cost, if you made it, you want to start by counting back by one, and you're just going to place a red concrete here. If, obviously, again, you have all of these, you're just leaving a 2-block gap to the left of the behind, or the B1, and you're placing the red there. Extending left, you're going to place a smooth quartz, 14 black stained glass panes, and then 2 more red concrete. We're going to take the 2 concretes on the left first. We'll take the left one, and you're going to do the following going up. You're going to place a red, smooth quartz, and then 5 red. The red at the bottom to the right of it, you'll bring up with 2 quartz, 4 red, 2 quartz. It will be a block higher than the first one. That's fine. You'll then head to the right side of the glass, and you'll take the smooth quartz here, and you will extend it up with, I believe it's 8. Yeah, 8 red. And then the furthest right red you will bring up with 5 red and then 2 quartz. Which will give you this. If you don't want to do it block for block like that, that's fine. Just kind of keep the numbers in mind and how you would add them. But I'm doing it block for block because, yeah. I ended up doing, I think, the first time where I broke them in after, but I just feel like it's easier to do it this way. You want to take the smooth quartz here at the right and... or at the left, sorry, and you're going to take this bottom one of this little row of 2 that sticks up, and to the right of that bottom one, you're placing a red with 2 smooth quartz on top. Right of the top 2 smooth quartz there, you'll place more red concrete, which will extend up an additional block again, and then the top 2 red you'll extend right by just 1 for now. On the opposite side, you'll take the top 2 red and extend them left by 1, and then place an additional block on top. Do that one more time going left, and then the top 2 red you'll bring left again, but you won't go up that time. And it should be symmetrical like this. I'm going to connect those together with... Do I want to go entirely red wool? I think I do. No? Well, yeah, I guess whatever, it doesn't matter. Just connect them together with red. That's fine. And then off of the bottom, you're going to place 2 rows of red wool extending down. I can't speak. You'll fill in the front shape here, the rest of it in with black stained glass panes. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am, for the most part, recording this, which is fun. For members who are seeing this, oops, this is probably actually late at night anyway, but that's fine. Yeah, this is the only thing you're getting today, just because, yeah. Birthday stuff or whatever. I am recording this on my birthday for, I guess, context. Anyway. God. You want to take the bottom row of red concrete, or red wool, excuse me, here, and you want to go left to right or right to left. In front of it, doesn't matter. You're going to place a red wool, white concrete, cyan terracotta, 2 gray concrete, cyan terracotta, white concrete, red wool. The red wools and white concrete you'll extend up by 1. The cyan terracottas you'll bring up with black concrete. And the gray concrete you'll bring up with cyan terracotta, which should give you this. You extend the red wool and white concrete up with red wool, and then extend the middle 4 blocks up with white concrete. Then place a full row of red wool on top of that. And then from that point, going left to right on top, you're going to place 2 black concrete, red wool, white concrete, 2 red wool, and 2 black concrete. Next row, you'll do, still going left to right, you'll place 2 black, red, this is wool, red, 2 white, red, 2 black. The head is entirely red wool. Next row, you'll go left to right still, and you'll place 3 red, 3 white, 2 red. And final row will be 2 red, 5 white, yeah. And then a red. And that's what the Mooshroom looks like, as of right now at least. On the right side, you're going to just bring this red wool row up, except the very top block here will be a white concrete. On the left side, you're going to do the following. You're going to place a white and then 3 red. Extend, how do I want to explain this? So if you look at the top of the Mooshroom head from the front like this, the first row, you're going to place a red wool at the left, and then the other 5, I think, blocks to the right will be white concrete, yeah. Going left to right behind that, you're going to place 3 red wool, 4 white concrete, sorry, and then a red wool. Looking from the back of the head, if you're looking towards the front, we're going to take the left side, and we're going to go just across and bring each one down by the, or do the pattern going down that we need. So from this first red wool, this singular guy, you're going to go down with 5 red, and then 2 white. Next row will be 6 red, and then 1 white. Next row is a white, and then 6 red. Wow, really just inverted. Next one, I swear this pattern will end eventually. It's 2 white, and then 5 red. That, like, diagonal pattern. Next row will just be 7 red. Next row will be 7 red again. Next row will be 3 red, 2 white, and then 2 red. And the final row will be 2 red, 3 white, and then 2 red. And that's the Mooshroom head. We will do the mushrooms on top after we're done the entire, like, outside of this. But if you take the, like, middle red wool on the left and right, you're going to extend it out at the top with a gray concrete. Actually, it's a white concrete on the right side here. That is there, not a red. And extend either gray concrete up by 1, and those are the horns. So I guess it's a bull. It's a bull and a cow because it makes milk, but it's also has horns. That, you know what, no. Female cows don't have horns, right? Am I stupid? I might be stupid. Either way, stupid or not, you want to get rid of your cyan terracotta and get out a dark oak door, and don't come to the left side like I just did, head to the right side. And going back from this red concrete, you're going to place a dark oak door. Oh, the Mooshroom is sticking his head through, that's so weird. 4 red, this is concrete again, by the way. We're back to concrete, and we'll be back at concrete, I think, for the rest of the build. 4 smooth quartz, or at least rest of the exterior, and then 5 red. Again, we're going to go front to back and keep doing it. So you'll have the door right now, and then the next row will be 6 red, smooth quartz, and then the rest will be red. I won't necessarily always give you the end number. Next row, you're starting on top of the door, and it's going to be entirely red. Next row is the same thing, entirely red, except the backmost block is smooth quartz. Next row, same thing, except it'll be the back 3 blocks that are smooth quartz. Next row, it'll be the back 5. So it should look like this right now. This was actually the back 6, not 5, I apologize. So just bring the quartz out another block. Anyway, the next row is going to be 5 red, quartz, 4 red, and then the back 4 will be quartz. And then the final row on the side will be 4 red, 2 quartz, and then the rest will be red, except for the backmost block, which is quartz. We'll do the left side next, and then we'll just be able to connect from one side to the other. So on the left side, you're going to start from the bottom red, and you're going to bring it back with, well, you guessed it, 4 red. I don't know why you would have guessed that, actually. 2 quartz, 4 red, and then it should be 4 quartz, and you should line up with the other corner there, as you can see. Next row will be entirely red, except the back 3 blocks will be quartz. Next row entirely red, except the back 1 will be quartz. Actually, the front 1 is quartz as well. So the front and back ones are quartz, but the middle is all red. You will then have 3 full rows of red, no exceptions, just all red. And then the next one you're going to place going front to back, 4 red. 2 quartz, and then the rest of the row wants to be red, which should be 8. Okay, yeah. Next row is going to be 4 red, 3 quartz, and the rest of the row will be red, except for the back one, which is a quartz. Nice. Directing your attention to the back. This probably has the most going on, so whoopsies. We're gonna end up taking the quartz from each like side and just bringing it in, because really we have the quartz. There's no like specific patches here that are just in the middle of the wall. They all come off the corner ones that we already have. So if you're looking towards the front, you take the right side here, this row at 3 quartz. Bottom quartz you'll extend left by 3, and then the middle one you'll also extend left by just 1. Right side, this singular quartz, still, this top one, you're going to bring left by 2. And then go down by 1. This leftmost row on this row of 3, you'll bring up by 2. Row to the right, you'll bring up by 1. Topmost quartz, you'll extend left 1. Up 1. And then you will go left with 5 red concrete. Then 5 quartz. Should be smooth, I guess I should specify that. Then you'll place a red. And then I'm just going to go down diagonally left by 2 with red. You can take that top row of 5 and extend the leftmost 4 smooth quartz down. Then off that row of 4, the middle 2 you'll bring down. And then off that row of 2, the right one you'll bring down. On this patch on the left side, you'll take the middle 3 quartz and extend them each right by 1. Top 2 you'll extend right, and then bottom 1 of that 2 you'll extend right again. Which should look like this. The remainder of the back can just be filled in with red concrete. That means we're actually almost done the exterior part itself. The interior isn't really too bad on this one. Just a couple little things. I think the worst one... Sea turtle's up there for one of the most complicated, I think. And what is next? Oh, frog. I think frog's got a lot going on. I don't remember. Anyway, you should have this. I kind of like this side the best, honestly. You can, at the roof, just connect the front and back, like, kind of top points here together with black glass. One thing I'll talk about real quick as we're doing this. So, if you want on the... Because of the new cow texture, which... Yeah, I guess would have been last update, at least at this point. Probably it would have been 2 updates ago by the time you're seeing this, because I presume that the one with the vibrant visuals and all that will be out, but I'm not sure. Based on just what I understand, because I don't even know which one was last posted publicly, but you can surround these smooth quartz in like a different red, like red concrete powder or red wool, just to have a little bit of a texture difference. I didn't ultimately end up doing that, but it is an interesting idea, and I think it would look good. Also, for the cow one, I would could legitimately just copy these spots over there with smooth quartz still. I wouldn't really change the cow face or anything. I think everything is fine. Just if you want to make these splotches on there, or, you know, do them randomly however you want, you can. These weren't actually done off of anything, I just kind of did them. So anyway, you want to now get out the following to do the mushrooms on the top. And I will do these block for block with location and everything, so. You want to get out stripped birchwood, mangrove slabs, smooth quartz slabs, end stone brick walls, stripped oak wood, and mud brick slabs. So starting on top of the actual Mooshroom head itself, you're going to take the, out of the middle 2 blocks, you're going to take this row of white concrete that goes as far, like the furthest down on the little top, almost looks like a hairdo. You're going to trace that to the middle of the 3 rows of the head and place 2 strip birch wood extending up from here. Off each side of this top strip birch wood, you're placing upside down mangrove slabs, except for off the back, you're placing an upside down smooth quartz slab. I'll bring each slab up by 1 with mangrove, except for the front one will be smooth quartz. So you basically have opposite spots like so. And then on top of the strip birch in the center, I'll place a mangrove plank. And that is mushroom number 1 of, I think, 5. Yeah. Next one is the hardest one, totally. You're going to take the top black glass here, this big rectangle, and we're actually going to take the red concrete here to the, this top one on the right. And you want to, from it, count back by 5 and place an end stone brick wall. On top of it, a mangrove slab. Whew, glad we got that one out of the way. That one was scary. We're going to take the same position, but on the left side this time. And from this red concrete, we're going to count back by 7. And right by 2 and place 2 strip birch wood extending up. Extend off each side of that top strip birch wood, 2 upside down mangrove slabs just extending out. Which will give you, it almost looks like a propeller kind of from above. The smooth quartz can be placed wherever you want. I have 1 on this bottom row that is left of the back upside down mangrove slab. Just place that now so it's there. Or if you want to wait until after, you can as well, but that is where it's positioned. Because you want to take each end mangrove and extend it both left and, or I guess off either side with upside down mangrove slabs, which will either be left and right or front and back. And it should kind of give you a steering wheel. Or a valve, I guess. I'll fill in these little 4 holes with upside down mangrove slabs. And on each outer block, on each outer slab, I'm going to place mangrove slabs like so. I have a smooth quartz here. It's going to be the frontmost row on the, left and right. Rows of 3, like so. In each corner, I'll place an additional mangrove slab, and then the plus shape left in the middle will be entirely mangrove planks. Again, I do have the back block smooth quartz, though. From the stripped birch on the bottom of this, you're going to count to the right by 4. And forward by 2, and going up, you want to place 3 stripped oak wood. Mud brick slab on top. That is brought out in each direction by 2. Should be kind of familiar. Each end of the mud brick slab you'll extend in by 1, and they should connect on a diagonal, and then you can just fill in the 1 block gap you'll have in each corner. Or I guess on the inside of the corner. You technically don't want the corner filled in because you do want that circle. Or a square without the corners, I guess. Take the back right red concrete still on the top here, and you're going to count forward by 2 and left by 2 and place 2 stripped oak wood extending up. A lot of 2s. Mud brick slab on top, and this slab will be brought out in each direction by 1, corners included. Those are all the mushrooms placements. If you want to add more or less or whatever, you can. I just think that was a good amount overall. Because I wanted to get some different sizes and stuff in there, just because I thought it'd be cool. So, clear your inventory, and we're going to get out the following. Light gray wool. White wool. Composter. I'm being visited on my alt account by the cows. Mycelium. Dirt will be nice to use for sure. Gravel. Polished basalt. Red concrete. And we'll go smooth quartz blocks as well. Those will be important later, I think. So head inside of your zoo enclosure, and I'm going to tell you to start by ripping up the entire floor. Don't fill in anything yet, just get rid of it all. We don't want it anymore. Including under the black stained glass pans at the front, by the way. That's something I changed on this one, which I would advise, I think, doing for the rest. Because if I remember correctly, I do end up still doing this on other ones. And you will need under the door broken eventually, but I'm going to leave it for now, and once I fill in all the mycelium, I'll break it, just because I don't want to have to deal with no door. Not that it matters, because I don't have anything in here. I don't know. I'm very specific with, like, the way I build things. I don't know why. Anyway. You should end up with this. Underneath the black stained glass pans, you'll place sideways polished basalt. You can do the same under the door if you want. I go with mycelium, but it's up to you. If you want it to be like a cutoff, a perfect cutoff, I guess. In the back right-hand corner, you're going to place a composter here. Just like on the floor. Extended in each direction with 3 white wool, which will be forward and left. Not up, because, I don't know, just don't. Take the end white wools and extend them towards each other by 2 and fill in the square you'll be left with. Extend out from each white wool with 2 light gray wool. So I'm going to do it off the base sides, and I'll just go like that, I guess. And that should be actually exactly what you want anyway, so it works. Alright, from the door, we can finally place that mycelium under the door. I'm going to get rid of the composters because we shouldn't need them again. And I'll place the mycelium here under the door. Actually, I'll get it back out of the composter because I don't know, it annoys me to not. Going left of this mycelium, you're going to place 4 mycelium. Then go back diagonally left by 2. These guys are watching me. Left. Back diagonally left. Left. Forward diagonally left. Left 2. Back. Back diagonally left. Back 2. Back diagonally left. Back 2. Back diagonally right. Right 2. Forward diagonally right. Right 2. And then you'll connect back with 3 dirt this time. Everything between the light gray wool and the mycelium / dirt, you're filling in with mycelium. Some of it will end up under rocks and stuff, but we're not really worried about that. We'll just kind of have to cry about it and fix it later. I have an advantage for one of these upcoming steps. I'll explain why. You might be able to actually notice because of my walls, but yeah. So that is a little bit unfortunate, but you know. The dirt, like, around the mycelium, it's not this row that we placed here. You're leaving this row of 3. But the rest of the dirt, like, around it here that's a block down, you're going to break it, and you're going to replace it with gravel, so it's the gravel ends up being a block below the mycelium. You can add, like, rocks and stuff in this water if you want. I didn't, because it doesn't matter that much, frankly. You know. I feel like the city builds I have less... Like, for the little details like that, I'm gonna care less than the big, like, you know, video game builds, because those are downloadable. This isn't. This is, hey, you want to build this? Here's a tutorial. But, yeah. So, I guess there's that. And there's that step. So, under the walls, you want to have red concrete like I have here. Now, you can bring the smooth quartz down. I would, and I'll actually kind of explain it. How I did it. So this row of 2, I have it down, and then I also have a 3rd block over to the, like, going backwards. This corner of smooth quartz, I have an additional smooth quartz under each, which will extend along the back wall, an additional one, and that's really it. The rest here will just be red concrete like I have. This block, you can either have a red concrete or a polished basalt. It's up to you. I have it as a red concrete, because I think it makes more sense, but it's up to you. I think both work either way. Nice. I'm going to get rid of my... Do we need stone? We do need stone. So I'm going to get rid of my composters and white wool, and I'm going to get out water buckets and the aforementioned stone. So fill in all the water, fill in above the gravel with water, so just the space around this. I try to actually make it like Mushroom Island, you know, because it is an island, like, I think every time you see it, so... You know, I had to try to have some water around it. Unfortunately, the water isn't colored properly, but, you know, I can't really do anything about that. They had a thing, like, they should really add at some point a thing for that. I feel like with the updates we've been having, like, this year, the drops or whatever, which is 25, I don't think you'll be seeing this 8 months later, but who knows. I feel like a change to, like, be able to choose the color of the water and grass would be so nice. But, oh well. Anyway, enough rambling. Rambly reference. You want to take this back dirt here just to the right of the water. And we're going to go like around and do it just that way, kind of going up diagonally right each time, row by row. So on top of this first dirt, you're going to place a mycelium. Up diagonally right with a dirt. Up with a mycelium. Up diagonally right by 2 and then connect to the right. Take the next dirt in front and you'll place a mycelium on top. Up diagonally right with another mycelium. Then up diagonally right with a dirt. Up with a mycelium. Up diagonally right one and then connect right. This front dirt here you're going to place a mycelium on top of. That was a weird way to say it. Go up diagonally right by 2. And then up diagonally right with a dirt. Mycelium on top and then connect it to the right with dirt. You will take the front mycelium here and from this one. Like, if you were to take the block in front of the row of dirt, you'll count right by 1 to place a mycelium here. Up diagonally right with a dirt. Up with a mycelium. Up diagonally right by 2 and then connect right. Next row is the same. The only difference is instead of here going up diagonally right by 2, you're going to go up diagonally right 1, right, up diagonally right, and then right by 2. So basically you just have the singular diagonal of mycelium turning into a row of 2. In front of that mycelium by 1 and right by 1, you'll place a mycelium here. Extend right with a dirt. Up 1. Up with a mycelium. Right with 2 dirt. Place a mycelium on either, and then from those mycelium, you'll go right with 2 dirt again with mycelium on top. I guess I'm thinking I'm saying the word weird, but to be fair, mycelium is kind of a weird word anyway. I'm going to coat the inside of this cave with stone. This is kind of up to you how you do it. I'm just going to literally coat each block with stone directly and not really think much harder than that. Except for the, like, front. Well, no, I guess I will coat the front like that. And if you want, you can close it off a little bit more. Like I have this top row of stone being brought across, and I have another diagonal there. Just so it's a little more enclosed, and you kind of see what's going on here. And then you can kind of smooth it out however you want. But again, I didn't actually do anything more than just perfectly coat it and add a few blocks at the front. Couple more things. We're pretty much done, though. Clear your inventory, and you want to get out brown mushrooms, red mushrooms, and bone meal. We'll just go with that. So you want to scatter around both brown and red mushrooms. On top of the hill here, just like around whatever. You want to have at least one of each mushroom that is growing. So I'll have, or that is grown, I should say. So I'll place one, like, I have it back left here. Basically, if you were to have, like, a perfect squared off spot here, this would be where, you know, you replace the mushroom. It'll be forward diagonally right now. If you just bone meal it, you'll get a guy. You can also custom make them so you don't have them particularly too tall or anything. I think that is the same as I have originally, actually, yeah. And then I also have one, if I take the front row of the cave and the left mycelium, I'll count forward 3 and left by 1. Brown mushroom here, and I'll bone meal that one. And yeah, is that also the same? I think it is. Oh no, it's, wait, is it? It's a block taller than it was on the original, which I actually think I like better. But yeah, and again, not as many or as little as you want. It is up to you. I feel like I have too many browns, so I got a few more red just to even it out. Yeah, I'm seeing like those 5 and no red were in between them. Well, what is the final step? You want to get your mooshrooms in here. Now, you may notice, where the hell is the mooshroom spawn egg? Here. You can't spawn a brown mooshroom. So what I'm going to do is, what do I have? 1 of each? Oh no, I have 2 red and I have a brown. So I'll spawn 2 with that, and then I'm going to go into the chat commands, and I'm going to do /summon mooshroom tilde 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 tilde, and then what is it? What was the event? I don't remember. Or is it maybe color? Or yeah, is it become brown or? I think it's become brown. Yeah, become brown. Minecraft.become brown, right? That's what it was? Yeah, there you go. You would have think it would have been like color brown or something, but I guess I don't know. It's one way to put it, I guess. He is morphed. Anyway, I guess That'd make more sense if it was like a change. Like you spawn a red one and then, you know, you change his color. You like hit him with the, hold on, you hit him with the abracadabra and then, you know, he changes colors. I don't know. I'm not a Mooshroom expert. Anyway, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Mooshroom Zoo Enclosure complete. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video. Wow, that was extra butchered. These are always fun to make. You know, there's not a ton of them, but I am glad to see I've had a lot of new people come in and stuff that have said they've been enjoying these. So thank you everybody who has left comments like that, because that always is nice to read for these, especially because these are kind of an out there thing, you know, a little bit of, I guess, a personal tutorial set rather than specifically any city or game or something that I'm recreating. It's kind of just, you know, using my imagination to, I don't want to say its fullest extent because, well, it is still kind of, they're still kind of basic, but they get the point across. Yeah, they're fun to make. And I am always trying to get better with them as well, and, you know, see how I can make them a little bit more interesting and cool to look at. Anyway, yeah. With that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.